Hey, everybody. Hope everyone's doing great. Arcane, we are also enjoyable while you're not eating. Just keep that in mind. Welcome to the stream.
I'm glad to hear that you're eating.
Yeah. Welcome to the stream. Today is Villain Support's 4th anniversary, which I did not. Thank you, Shrimp Fried My Rice, which I did not realize until like midday. That's not totally true. So Babs, many of you know who Babs is, said happy 4th anniversary this morning, and I was like, thank you, and then I forgot about it, and then midday I saw what the posted video was, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do an anniversary video. So,
and this is a reminder that we've been on. Chris was on TikTok first.
Yep.
And then we went, and then it's a very weird relationship of how everything started, because you got this 10-year-old thing, then you have the TikTok thing, and then you have what I did, trying to like build up an account over on Facebook and the other socials, because the accounts that I was on TikTok were dead. Yep. And then we did a joint thing on YouTube, and the YouTube thing is where a good portion of our active audience knows both of us continuous. So it's been really weird. For the record, by the way, I might pop out a bit early today, but I do want to go over a lot of things. I want to say thank you guys. I do apologize yesterday. I made a video mentioning to everyone that wasn't able to join the live. I wasn't able to do the live yesterday for a couple of reasons. One of them was because I made the mistake of because I wasn't going to do a breakfast live. Things happened and I wasn't able to do it. And I went and I was like, you know what? I want a parfait today. That was a mistake.
Ooh. Thank you, Peace by Chaos, for gifting that.
Thank you.
I saw a comment. My Villain Support drawing is claimed. The business card from the window salesman Lowell. I have put it in a clear magnet folder on the fridge, and image rests on the new business card. Awesome. Yeah. So, in celebration of it being the 4th anniversary, if you look at the scrolling text at the bottom of the screen there, if you go to villainsupport.com, you had your eye on some merch, haven't bought anything because you didn't want to spend the money, etc., etc., etc. If you want to spend money, don't. If you don't, or if you can't. But if you want to and you can, and you want to get a Villain Support shirt or Villain Support membership, use code MERCH15 for 15% off merch, and code MERCH or member15 for 15% off memberships, both annual and monthly. And that's the end of me telling you about things you can do with money.
Well, I do need to say one more thing.
Oh, okay.
A lot of that merch is with the new logo. If you want the old logo stuff, Cosmic Kitties has a massive discount on all of them because we're just trying to clear out inventory. There's still some pens. There's still some other merchandise that you can grab, but it's all with the old logo. And I'll make a quick banner of that. And if somebody wants to go there, they can.
Cool. Peace by Chaos, thank you. Leaves from the vine, falling slow, like fragile tiny shells drifting in the foam. Yep. That's the Uncle Iroh poem, right? Rogue, you're not alone anymore. Screaming Dragon's there with you. So, in addition to the video that I put together for the 4th anniversary, I also randomly got inspired today by a meme that my brother-in-law sent me. Which was, I think I can find it on Instagram. 1 second here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go live on Instagram too. I forgot to do that. We're going live there right now.
Peace by Chaos. This reminds me of how many times people ask me to do the videos that I do with Uncle Iroh and stuff like that. I've done some beautiful videos. I'm gonna pat myself on the back because 100,000 people have said they like, like lots of people, just a lot have said that they like my drama videos. 100,000 might be a little. I meant to say 100, 1,000 separate.
Everybody over on Instagram, thanks for joining us. Today is the 4th anniversary of Villain Support. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Anyway.
Didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No, you're good. But Peace by Chaos, that reminded me of the Iroh video I've done. If you haven't seen it, it is on the channel. So those who ask me to talk to Iroh and whatnot, the biggest issue I have, and I think Chris has the same issue, talking with Iroh is currently one of two things. It's a very serious thing, or it is essentially Iroh calling about something else that's still serious.
Right.
And it's not serious as in like, haha, he's a villain, evil thing, which
thank you, Peace by Chaos.
I do hear, geez, Peace by Chaos. Wow, thank you. I do hear that they might be doing some stuff like that where they might do a prequel and might explore Iroh's story and things like that. They've pretty much got the green light to do a lot of different things because it makes money, which is, they've got their own studio now. Did you hear that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so Avatar: The Last Airbender is effectively its own studio.
So the Brian Konietzko and the other guy who created it, they own it again now?
I'm not sure about that, so that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
but they have the studio. Was it Nickelodeon? I think it was. Pretty much had to give them their own studio, and so that's why they're doing all these things now.
Sure, that's awesome. So the meme my brother-in-law sent me, it's kind of dark, but I found it funny because it's about misunderstanding language, which I enjoy. And it's a picture of like a Christmas tree, and it said, "Put a bunch of empty extra empty presents under the tree, and when your kid misbehaves, throw one in the fireplace." And then the first comment on it is, "What do I do if I run out of kids?" And it's somebody misunderstanding the comment. And I was like, ooh, I like that line a lot. I'm like, which villain who has children would misunderstand that? And the answer is, in my opinion, Bowser and the Koopalings.
I think Bowser's probably the safest option.
Yep.
Not necessarily the best option. I think, and this is a personal preference, and this is because Chris doesn't know it, the darkest and funniest version and the one that makes the most sense, because Bowser is canonically a loving father. He actually knows every single Koopa's name. The weird stuff I know about Super Mario. So it would be Bellos from Owl House. It's from Owl House.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. And one of the hunter clones, one of those clones. I could totally see that being a thing.
So I already made the video.
Yeah. I saw the thing. So no, I think you're fine.
Did you watch it yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, everyone's gonna get to see it.
All right, I'll mute myself.
Well, let me. I gotta share first here, real quick. Share screen. I'm really happy with this one. It's dropping tomorrow. So here we go. Hey, Bowser, it's John of Villain Support. The last
Having issues?
Having issues. Hold on. Let's try that again. My whole thing is frozen. My mouse is moving, but I'm not hearing anything or seeing anything other than frozen people.
All right, I can probably pull it up and play it. Give me a minute.
Oh, no. I can't. Don't do it yet. I can't see anything. So hold on.
Stop sharing and see if that fixes it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just can't see you. You're frozen.
Yeah, I know. My whole computer is frozen right now. I can't even close Windows. So I am going to restart real quick, and I'll be right back. So if you can hold on the fort.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
Sure.
We are fully freaking frozen over here.
Yeah, there it is.
Do not open. Don't play it, please.
I'm not gonna play it. I'm set up to play.
All right, I'm gonna turn my computer off via long button press, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right. Can I not? Oh, I'm just gonna have to reload that one. Hey, Overkill, how you doing? Slayer. Hey, while we're waiting, everyone, I didn't get a chance to say this. Yeah. So, anyways, had a parfait. I know my limit with lactose. I did not think a single parfait was going to put me over that limit. And then on top of that, like I dismantled like on TikTok. You guys know I have TikTok. Person made a comment about like wanting to see my stove, and I forgot to clean it, and like now I'm been scrubbing it for the past 2 days. So made a sub out of but yeah, I hope you guys have eaten. But that's why I was not there for breakfast, and come dinner time, my stomach was in so much pain that I was like, nah, can't do it. So that was what was going on. It wasn't the lactose farts either. That's the worst part. It was just really bad stomach cramps. And then eventually, right around 4, we went to go get the kids from school. Pardon me. That started happening a lot. Came out. Yeah. But it continued for hours. And I was just like, this is not good. And I didn't feel like having to leave to go to the bathroom a bunch of times or deal with the fact that like holding my stomach and everything. But I'm better now. And I'm not going to have a Walmart chocolate parfait. Happy 4th anniversary stream. Thank you so much. God, it's so weird how things have been, because like as far as Villain Support, the original creation 10 years ago, 15 years ago, something, the original YouTube video idea, and then like morphed to what it is now, 4-year anniversary from TikTok, to I think the 2-year anniversary is coming up for YouTube. So it's really weird that we have all these anniversaries. I think eventually we're gonna have to like narrow it down to like specific anniversary stuff. Levi's toilet stream, Steven? No, never. I will never do that. Chris, I don't want to imagine having ulcers. I got a mostly clean bill of health a little while ago. We're just trying to lose some weight. The new diet's been screwing with me too, because I've been much. When I can sleep during the daytime, I have enough energy, but like nighttime hits and I don't have any energy, but I can't sleep. So it's not great. Like things have been weird. It says it's for the OnlyFans. I don't have an OnlyFans. We're not going to get one. I have no desire to do that, even if it wasn't anything special. We're just waiting for Chris to come back. He's resetting his computer. While we're waiting on Chris, one of the things I can do is I can not do that. Where's my face wipes thing? I have a box of bamboo face wipes. They're dry, and then I use micellar water to wash my face. My face is already washed. I just like any excess oils that might be on there before I put on moisturizer would be nice. I don't know where it's at. That's not great. Where's my back stuff? So when you're on camera, you should really take care of your appearance at least a little bit. Me being on camera is the reason why I started brushing my teeth more, because I had some trolls that like commented on my teeth, and I didn't let them get underneath my skin. I was like, oh, I should really brush my teeth more.
There we go.
There we go. You want me to press play?
Yeah, you can. If you can please share and press play, that'd be great.
All right.
Desert Goat, did it work? Hey, Bowser, it's John of Villain Support. The last time that we spoke, you mentioned that you were having a really hard time getting your kids, the Koopalings, to behave. I was thinking about that, and maybe what my father did to get me to behave way back when I was a little one might work for you as well. Yeah, it's easy, and let me tell you, it sure was effective. Okay, so what you want to do is wrap up a bunch of empty boxes so they look like presents, right? And then line them up in front of the fireplace in the main hall. Then you want to call Larry, Morton, Wendy, Iggy, Roy, Lemmy, and Ludwig downstairs and tell them that all the presents are what you got them for their birthdays, right? And that they're lined up there to remind them that they have to behave in order to receive them. Then every time one of your kids acts up, just throw one of them in the fireplace. Oh, yeah, no, I'm telling you, man, it's going to work like a charm. You should see a behavior improvement very quickly. Yeah, I'm sure. And if it doesn't work the first time, just do it again to show them you're serious. Okay? Just let me know how it goes. Trust me. Later. Hey, John, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with Bowser. I got to be honest with you, man. I think that was horrible advice. Why do you think that was horrible advice? Well, I mean, it should be obvious, John. What's he supposed to do with a bunch of empty boxes wrapped up to look like presents when he runs out of kids? No, but that is not what... If that's the way that you understood it, he's probably thinking the same thing. Now I got to call him back. Hey, Bowser, it's John of Villain Support.
I love the direction that you took with that.
Yeah.
Where you didn't do a time skip thing.
No.
I love that direction so much.
Mm-hmm.
And there's potential to do that with there's two other people that we could do that with, and that's just because I just remembered another skit I wanted to do. In Samurai Jack,
I love
Scottish guy has a bunch of daughters.
Yeah.
He would definitely be one that would do that.
I love language misunderstanding, stuff like that, because it's so fun, especially in English, for someone to say something that means one thing, but can also mean something else. So like in this case, what John is telling Bowser, as everyone understands, is throw the boxes in the fireplace, right? Thank you, Charles Winthrop. But the way he phrases it to someone who's not paying attention sounds like he's saying, throw the kids in there. And that's the way that, and that's why as you hear John talking to Bowser, he's like, yeah, it'll be fine. Just trust me. Like, because Bowser's like, I don't know. And John's like, I don't understand why you're confused about this. And Nappa's like, that was horrible advice. Why was it horrible? What's he going to do? He runs out of kids. That's not crap.
So I'm going to make a note.
I got to call him back.
I want to make a note of the two in case that video does well. horrible writing, but that's just.
Hey, thanks for placing an order. Nathan Taliesin, thanks for the $5. Appreciate it.
Okay, let's answer this from the lore aspect. Nathan, I've answered this a few times. One, I'm not hero support. I'm member solutions. I love doing that joke. It has become a running joke on the channel, and it will be a running joke until there's enough lore videos out there for me to just start pointing people to the lore videos, and there will be dedicated playlists for those eventually. Two, from a real life perspective, because we do have some of that stuff in here, we run the call center thing similar to that. It does not make sense to open up a sidekick support department because it would be a subsidiary of hero support is all it would be. In fact, I would imagine that hero support would get a bunch of sidekick calls calling for extra gear and stuff for said heroes and sidekicks. From an aspect of sales, call center, and stuff like that, even if somebody that's working with the main company calls in to order stuff for themselves and the main company, there's no need to turn around and have a separate department for that. It's just not necessary. You just have people who are trained specifically and in that department that they would handle those calls. And the automated system, based on what somebody pressed or what their account is, once they log into the account, if they go that route, would automatically shuffle them into that queue. That's how it works in a call center. If you've ever called a call center and you just kind of try to skip by, but then you give them your name or something, and yet you still get the help that you need, that was their system recognizing your account and then shifting you where you needed to go.
Napa will never get a promotion, Stephen Lucky.
Technically, he has had one.
Napa will never get another promotion, Stephen Lucky.
So Napa in lore is the head of security, but he also takes calls periodically. We don't know why we decided to do that. At some point in time, that just kind of happened in the videos because people wanted to see that. So Napa is getting paid as a head of security, and he's getting paid as a call center agent. He's getting paid technically just as much as John or Levi is, but he's doing very little work as head of security, let's be honest, and probably doing more work in the call center aspect, because head of security for him is make sure that's closed and do this. His job as head of security is basically go fight the guy. Everyone else takes care of the logistics problems for him. We do have skits written out to show that he's actually much smarter than we give him credit for. He's just, think of Lewis from Suits. Lewis is very, very smart.
Yes.
He's also incredibly stupid. And I love that character aspect. And we have scripts written up that we will eventually do. I want to go over this, though, because I found that this was ironic. I wanted to do this earlier today, and I just didn't get around to it. So somebody made a comment about the Death Star exhaust port covers. And they dropped the comment saying that, like, why would you put a cover on an exhaust port? That is stupid. And from a sci-fi aspect, it's incredibly stupid not to have a cover on a weakness when you have the technology to make shields.
Now, we have explained it multiple times that it's not like a plug. It's like a vented cover that just stops things from going directly into it.
And this is why the call is going to go along the lines of I'm going to call out the fact that he's called in a dozen times. So
it's just like putting an umbrella up over your head when you're eating ice cream on the beach.
Yeah.
That way, seagull poop can't do this. Boop. Proton torpedo can't do this.
So the video is either going to start off by me saying, you're still denied, or, and this is the way I wrote it out. Look, you had a choice to install the shield covers over the exhaust. I know the amount of heat that comes off of it. We helped build it. I tried to tell you to have several smaller vents that could double as a heating system for the entire ship. But no, I tried to tell you to use thermal sinks to help vent the exhaust. But no, I tried to even get you to install the super quick heated vent system so you could burn out any unwanted guests. But no, You wanted it all come out of one damn booty hole with no backdoor protection, you cheap crypt keeper knockoff. And now when a swamp rat crawls up it and blows it too far, far away, now you're wanting a payout. Well, we told you a dozen times, no matter how many times you bring it up, your claim is denied. I am a manager. You secondhand, nasty, dried up husk of an old toilet paper roll that was dropped in the toilet. Quarantine. Fine, Palpatine. By the book it is. And then I read off some of the disclosures right at the point where I mentioned that we're villain. Nope, we are not Acme. We are villain. Yeah, well, hostile takeovers happen all the time, and you know a thing or three about that. And then I continue the disclosures and fade myself out.
Yeah.
Instead of having you guys listen to the full, and I've timed it, if I can do it right, my fastest take is 1:30 for the amount of disclosures that we have written up for lore, which is insane, the amount of disclosures that we've come up. And that's me doing all of them from start to finish. So I will fade myself out instead of having to do all that. Probably film the entire thing, though. I thought I would have to rewrite this. The only thing I had to write in is the disclosures and the interruption. That's it. I like that a lot. Did anyone get the reference to the booty hole and the swamp rat crawls up it?
I didn't, but...
You ever seen South Park?
Long time ago. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
It's a South Park reference when the guy sticks a gerbil up his butt.
Okay.
That lives rent free in my head. Limmy winks.
That would be very, very bloody. I think that Sung Jin Woo wouldn't even shadowify the Yautja.
I'm gonna be honest. There have been a lot of requests for solo, and I think one of us needs to do it just because it's currently popular.
I have you been watching it?
I've read some of it, and I wound up getting some really massive spoilers on TikTok that made me not want to watch it or read it any further, because I was reading it before like it got super popular here in the States, and I was enjoying it as one of those that, like, when it updated 10 to 15 chapters, I would go back to it. Somewhere along the lines of my hiatus from reading it, it got popular in the States. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then it finished and they spoiled the ending without, like, I was like,
that's where we differ. I love spoilers. I want to know what happens, because
sometimes
what it means
I don't mind,
is
but
I still get the opportunity to watch it, even if I know what happens. And two, it gives me the chance to stop paying attention to the plot and trying to figure it out and pay attention to the small details other people would miss. That's what I enjoy doing.
I like being able to go back and reread stuff.
Yeah. Anyways.
And I already have trouble rereading things as it is.
I've been watching Solo Leveling. I can totally do calls. I could do a call with Baru, the Ant King. I could do a call with the Demon King. I could do a call with the Ogre guy, the Ogre Mage. Honestly, villain support could be behind all of the gates. Villain support could even be supporting the guy who's making Sung Jin Woo play the game that no one else gets.
There's a lot that you can do with that.
Yep. I'd have to rewatch the series, but I can go through it episode by episode.
Oh, I guess it's not a minute. Oh no, that's because of the other ones. Yeah. I'm looking at this, and this is definitely not 1:30.
I wouldn't be opposed to going episode by episode through Solo Leveling. The one thing about that is it's 12 episodes per season versus when I tried doing DBZ, like DBZ is too many episodes, and even Dragon Ball Z Kai, it's still 186 episodes long. It's just too much to do.
And we've talked about this beforehand, and for everyone that wants me to do that as well, I have periodically, there's no better way than to say mimic Chris's stuff the way he does his thing. And Chris has tried to mimic mine. I know, and I hope that Chris recognizes, mimicking our styles does not work for us very well.
Nope.
We've had the video, even if we get it perfect and we both look at the video and we go, you did a great job mimicking the style.
Mm-hmm.
The videos do not do well. And part of the charm and the reason why things work when we're doing things together is the differences. And it used to be the differences in editing because I wasn't as good in my acting, especially with the improv portion.
Yep.
And so my editing did a lot of heavy lifting. Now, the combination of my better acting, improv, and the editing, along with the editing on our videos all together when we do the long ones, has proven to be worth it.
Yep.
But mimicking each style, there's just, Chris has a charm, a way of being able to retell things that even if he were to write it for me, unless we're writing it in my character, it doesn't fit. And when we write it in my character, it no longer works the same way.
Yeah.
John's character and Levi's character, the character, have vastly different ways of handling things, have always had different ways of handling things. And yeah, there is the exception to the rule, like Booster Gold. Both Levi and Chris would equally treat Booster Gold the same way. The way John treats Palpatine versus the way Levi treats Palpatine is a prime example of this. Levi insults and puts down Palpatine every chance he gets. It's just the nature of the character and how I handle villains a lot, especially villains that really everyone wants to say shit about, but never does.
Yeah.
And John, who does that exact opposite role. And it works out beautifully. It worked out really well for the Constantine versus Palpatine skit, being able to see side by side and see the storyline. And what you guys may not be aware, some of you guys might not be aware, that original thing had an entire script just for Chris.
Yeah.
Had an entire script just for me. We filmed those so they could be individual videos, and then I took those and split them together. And we wound up not releasing it as separate skits because we hated the individual skits. We wound up releasing it just in chunks, the way it was afterwards.
I do left leg first. I can't speak to how Levi does it.
That's right. I'm right-handed, so I go right leg first.
I'm right-handed, so I go left leg first because that's the harder leg for me to use.
Oh, you go right first, so then you can... Whatever.
I balance better on my left leg, so...
Honestly, if I had the option to sit down, I'd just put both of them on at the same time.
This comment just won the whole stream.
You start with the legs. Puts it on the arms. Oh, like,
right?
Wait a minute. I can make this work. All right. I'm going to hold on. Let me check. Yeah, I got 87%. I'm going to attempt to record that call.
Okay.
Since I've got everything written. I feel that it's fitting. And I didn't realize it was the anniversary, by the way, of the 4-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that until you said something, which is why I found it ironic that I had written this up and planned to record this today.
Well, the funny thing was, Babs tagged me in a post in the Discord, like super early this morning, and I woke up and I read it and I was like, "Thank you, yay!" I went back to sleep and totally forgot that it happened until I was like, "Oh yeah, today's the 4-year."
And this is what I was saying. Like, it's really weird. We're going to have to pick one anniversary eventually.
Yep.
Stick with that. Because like it's 2-year anniversary of YouTube, and that's honestly where, in my mind, Villain Support truly took off. It's going to be the 2-year anniversary on YouTube, because around the same time as YouTube, not soon after, all the social medias took off.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a TikTok thing anymore. It was everyone from every social media around the world was seeing Villain Support. Even if not everyone follows us, that watches our videos.
Yeah.
I think we'd have a lot more followers if that was the case. You suggest you pick April 1st to do what? We do need to do April 1st video.
We've already got the same one that I do every year that works every year.
What is it?
You'll find out on April 1st.
I can just go. If it's the same video, I can probably just go.
I mean, it's a different version of it. Actually, I have an idea. I have a really good idea.
You got a new one?
Yeah.
Cool.
I will just send it to you on Discord.
All right. I won't.
On here we go.
That reminds me, we have a fair bit of people in here right now. Those of you who like physical comic books and supporting indie authors, there is a comic. I need to pull up that link real quick. That's on Kickstarter right now. Some of the art's in my background here that Sinopa uses here. Now, to be warned, it is a non-safe for work version. They do have a safe for work version, but the one you're supporting is the non-safe for work version. I'll post that link here. Somebody claimed that everyone loses the game right as I about to post that link. So go check them out. That link will lead you on to over their Kickstarter. It's $4 for basic support of getting a PDF. You want to get a physical copy, like what I did. I chose to spend $25 and get a physical copy of the comics. I can't show all of the art. I think I can show this one on stream. It is covered. The bits are covered, but it's beautiful art.
Yeah, Miss Maria, I think the former.
The former? Yeah, it's. I think this one is. Yeah. There isn't. It's not hentai. It's not full on. It's a mushroom trip, effectively, and they have powers. So.
What's your opinion on that, Levi?
On what?
What I sent you. Instagram.
Oh. We got to do it really well.
I know.
We can even reference Stitch.
It's not gonna. Past ones have not referenced.
True.
We're not gonna talk about that here.
True. All right, we will discuss that video because we don't want to spoil the surprise. All right, let me get my headset on. I've got the script written up. Oh, I don't know about that one. That might be too real for some people. There's going to be people that might take it.
A couple years ago, so some of my neighbors are fans of ours. In fact, their kid does our dog sitting, and I posted that the weekend before the SC Comic-Con.
Yeah,
and they came by and found me, and the dad was like, I had a panic attack because of you, because one of his other favorite streamers had legit just been done about a week earlier.
Yeah.
And then he saw my video and he's like, no, not another one. And he watched the whole thing. He was getting angry and throwing things. And then I was like, April Fools. And he was like, oh, right. He's all pissed off. He saw me. He's like, I was in a really bad day because of you. But I'm glad you didn't quit.
I think we can do that. We just have to be very careful. We'll discuss it when we get off stream. I also think we need to take a look and see if anybody else is currently for that same reason as last time. Make sure. Well, you just shared the story as last time.
Well, we just need to make it shorter.
Yeah.
Because I let that drag on for a good minute and a half, 2 minutes before I admitted what was going on.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let me do this. I need to mute you so I can't hear you. Get back in the camera.
Actually, I'm gonna unmute, so I'll talk.
Look, you had a choice to install the shield covers over the exhaust. I know the amount of heat that comes off it. We helped build it. Heck, I even tried to tell you several. God damn it. 3, 2. Look, you had a choice to actually install.
Then Stephen Lockney, it'll be
you had a choice to install shield covers over the exhaust. You think I don't know the amount of heat that comes off it? We helped build it, design it. We have established that
personally we have forced countermeasures in the office, so we can't get forced choke.
Double as a heating system for the entire ship. But no, you didn't want that. I tried to tell you to use thermal sinks.
Oh man,
to help vent.
I didn't think about that. You're right.
It would have been
Goku could be people from Beastars and not realize that they aren't from his world.
Install the quick superheated vent system so you could burn out any unwanted guest. But no, you wanted it to all come out of one damn booty hole.
Hey Panda, I never heard of that. But that, I mean,
you trip.
We're not looking to do the. We're not looking to do like the long con type thing. It's just going to be a short little, 30, 40 seconds. Let you get a little stressed about it and then do the reveal. That take was going really good, Levi, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I know.
Get back into that. You can do it. Chris Wilson, we have never done a call with a pro wrestler. I don't know if either of us knows enough about wrestling.
You had a choice to install shield covers over this house. You had a choice to install regular vented covers over the exhaust. But no, you didn't want to do that. And I know the heat that comes off of it. We helped build it, design it. I even tried to tell you.
Trevor Davis, we have to renew it every single day because the damage that we take from attempted attacks and villains were mad.
Keep you nice and cozy and warm, and it would be cheaper to run. But no, I tried to tell you to use thermal sinks instead to help vent the exhaust. But no, it'd be too cocky. It would be too. I fucking fucked that one up. What did I say the last time? I can't hear you yet.
This is why I write out a script as a guide and then mostly ignore it. Put it on your monitor, talk at this angle, glance at it, look away, glance at it, look away. As long as you get the general gist, it works. Oh, Ms. Maria, part of the reason this channel exists was me wishing I could say things like that to customers that I couldn't say at the phone job that I had at the time. You ever thought about doing a special episode of your days? Happy birthday, Timothy Armstrong. Happy birthday. We have not thought about doing special episodes for our individual birthdays, but we totally can.
That's what it
was. I always forget that I should do a birthday video for myself until my birthday or the day after. What's up?
Look, you had a choice to install shield covers over the exhaust, or even a regular like vent cover, similar to what you use for a lint dryer. I'm not gonna. No, I don't want to do that. That's not. No, I don't like that one. Just shield covers. Look, you had a choice to install shield covers over the exhaust. You had a choice to install a regular vented cover over the exhaust, and you didn't. I know the amount of heat that comes off of it. We helped build it. Heck, we helped design it. I tried to tell you at that time to have several smaller
Speaking of birthdays,
that could double as a heating system for the
if you are a member on YouTube or Fourth Wall,
but no,
or if you're on the VIP channel,
I tried to tell you to use thermal
Discord,
sinks.
Go check out the details for the shirt contest. You can enter it. Don't forget.
So no, you didn't want to do that. I even tried to get you to install a quick, superheated vent system so you could burn out any unwanted guests. But no, you wanted it all come out of one damn booty hole with no damn backdoor protection. You cheap keeper knockoff. And now, when a swamp rat crawls up it and blows it too far, far away, now you're wanting to pay out what we told you once.
Winthrop, are you guys hiring?
A dozen times, and I'll tell you a dozen more. No. No matter how many times you bring it up, your claim is denied. I am a manager. You secondhand, nasty, dried up husk of an old toilet paper roll that was dropped in the toilet. Quarantine. Fine, Palpatine. By the book it is. Villain reserves the right to all methods of data collection at any given notice. Villain may, with or without your permission, obtain your vital data for any numerous reasons, such as selling, marketing, or creating devices to help hinder, trap, free, or wipe save your existence. No, you don't get to talk back to me right now. Hostile takeovers happen all the time. We are not Acme anymore. We are Villain. Villain only requires a one-time agreement to scan or obtain per version timeline or agreed by prime character. By listening to our disclosure, you ought to agree to all previously read and future changes and disclosures. I don't care. You're going to sit here and listen to this because you pissed me off. Villain is not responsible for the misuse of our products or information. You agree to follow all instructions upon purchase. Additionally, Villain is not responsible for the intended use of our products or information. Neither is Villain responsible for the negligent non-use of our products or information. All responsible for the use, misuse, or negligent non-use of our products or information is assumed by the buyer at the time of purchase. Villain products and or information may contain or one or more be manufactured or processed at a facility that handles one or more of the following deadly chemicals, radioisotopes, and intrusive thoughts and or biological agents. There could be a giant list that go ahead and scroll past it. I don't give a crap because you never read it anyways. Disclaimers and or disclosures used here and above may contain one or more potentially harmful metric devices. Even the air you breathe may cause cancer in California. Villain stands for vastly integrated lead on logistics and inter-reality network. Villain, everywhere, every win. You, good sir, can have an Acme day. An Acme day is Rocket Villain. Have an Acme day will retroactively bill to your account. Have an Acme day. An additional payment plan of 100 installments of $99 has been retroactively placed on your account.
Hey, Levi.
Let me unmute.
You mispronounced a word in the middle of all that. I'm just kidding.
Fuck you!
Hey.
That was a good take.
That was a great take. I actually thought, I was like just watching, like, oh my god.
The Villain reserves the right to all methods of data collection. I haven't done very often.
Yeah.
So I stumble over that one. But the Villain is responsible for the misuse of our products or information. You agree to follow all instructions upon purchase. I've done a lot.
Yeah.
I have been given. Yeah, I have had people comment on how well I can do this now. And people asked, like, how can you do that? And I'm like, just practice. That's all it is. I do not have a talent in it. It is not something that I was just born being able to do like some people. It is just me getting used to saying this thing so often.
Yeah. Charles Winthrop, Uh,
My throat hurts.
Shoot me a message on Instagram or Facebook, and let's chat about possible collaborations or maybe like a guest hosting thing. I wouldn't be looking for payment, just a chance to kind of get some more attention to your channel if you'd like.
What's going on?
Charles Winthrop works or doesn't work at, but runs Other Worlds TV, which is let's see here. It's a continuous stream of horror, sci-fi, and just plain weird movies. Weekdays feature a rotation of 12 movies. Weekends are hosted events. So maybe it'd be fun to just collaborate with them, just to help, just to do like a fun like guest hosting thing. If there's a slot open, just to get some more attention and viewership to the channel.
Thank you for the gifted memberships.
Yeah, Steven, for sure.
I need to have somebody bring some water now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Charles Winthrop, you can send the message to Villain Support on Facebook. If YouTube would get with the rest of the world and create a messaging app, a messaging system, that would make everyone's lives way easier.
Yeah. I wanna say this, and it's not something I'm offering right now because it'd take a lot of work. There were people in the past who've asked, would I ever put our stuff on CDs or DVDs, DVDs or VHS tapes and that kind of stuff. As cool as that would be, I can see that as being like limited run things.
Yeah.
Because I would have to make the menu system. I would have to program it, and I know how to do all that. And I actually have the hardware to burn DVDs, Blu-rays, and stuff like that.
Okay. I mean, Hunter, what exactly would you want me to say?
Yeah, what I don't know why you would even want to talk to Napa.
Levi, why the hell are you mocking me?
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, you know what? When John gets back from lunch, we're going to have a conversation about you making fun of me. This is bullying, and this is not appropriate for the workplace.
Oh, okay. Let me just let me call somebody up real quick. Hey, Napa that actually has a decent power level. How you doing?
Vegeta? Levi's making fun of me again. I grinned and bared it last time.
There is a joke that we have not done with HR. We originally wrote a part and we couldn't come up with a good one. And then here's the biggest problem about adding other people. And I love the guy who I love Alec. He did a great job playing Freddy.
I need to save that comment.
My power level is above average. But Alec is very, very busy making his own content. He's putting out a lot. He's doing what we did a year, our first year.
Alec puts out 3 to 4 pieces of content a day.
Yeah. And so that is what we did our first year of YouTube, year and a half YouTube, and we burned ourselves out.
If I can be totally honest, it was more fun for me to put out random content when I wasn't thinking about monetization, because I could just make stuff and throw it out there and be like, let's see how this one does. See how this one does. Now that there's a concern about, wanting to make enough, and I feel like that's almost hamstrung us, because we're worried about,
we've discussed,
we put out a bad video, is it going to slow down views on good videos? But you know what?
No, we've discussed this. Let's just have, we decided to have fun with it.
Yep.
Which is why we have some of the videos that we have. There's videos that we agree that like are just really like, here's a good example. one of the videos, that example of us just having fun and then regretting it, but not changing it now, is the Tough versus Daleks.
Yeah.
I can no longer change that video. There's no longer like it. When the video came out and we noticed the issues that had happened, because like I just got it. Did you send me something?
Yeah. Well, no, I posted on the general tab. Just that comment that I wanted to make. Oh, you know what? We've been live on Instagram this whole time, and I've been totally ignoring the chat.
I don't even have the chat open for that, because so everyone here, we do have the option to get the Streamlabs. We are currently putting that off for two reasons. One, Chris is going to send me some hardware to make my life running the streams easier.
Yeah.
Two, the whole running the streams easier thing on Streamlabs, we found issues with audio that I'm not sure how to fix currently, because unless we are live, I do not know if it's just Chris not being able to hear me as well, because of the way we had to run it, or if because he was trying to run it, and like we.
Thank you, Drew Brees, the 8x11 on Instagram. Thank you. I appreciate your viewership. Thank you.
You should go live real quick on TikTok, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I Three Dogs No Sleep. You're right. A bad video just gets churned down the river. The concern is if you get a video, like, especially on TikTok. I don't know how much this is on other platforms, but on TikTok, if you got a video that's trending really, really well, and you post something else that doesn't do well, it affects the trending video you have as in a lot of cases also. YouTube, so there's that hesitancy of being like, I've got a video that's got 150,000 views on it, and I'm just going to do nothing for 3 days and just let that ride out what it's going to do before I post anything else. Other platforms, not so much, but I'll admit, I think TikTok still has a lot more influence on our posting schedule than it should.
So it has an influence probably more on yours than mine. I run my data analytics with YouTube because that's the one I have access to, right?
Yeah.
So I tend to run things off of YouTube, and here's what I'll say. YouTube's changed a lot over the course of the last year, especially. Yeah. I got hit on my account. Most notably, I was burning the candle at both ends, trying to grow and get my personal channel monetized. And there was a reason behind this, because the reason behind it was, if I can get my YouTube channel monetized, I could take less of a cut from villain support, and it would wind up getting offset by my personal monetization, and then that money could be reinvested in villain support YouTube channels and projects and stuff like that. Currently, I'm using my own money to pay for all the voicing in Stitch. I'm using my own personal funds to do stuff, and I didn't do a whole lot of tax stuff with that. This year, upcoming year, I might have more, but there's still that issue of like, I have limited funds, and we have limited funds as business.
Yep.
And so that it does affect it. And so if you have a video that's doing really, really well, here's the difference between YouTube and TikTok. On YouTube, if it's a regular video over 3 minutes and it's doing well, you can post as many fucking shorts as you want.
Yep.
And it will not affect the regular video.
Yes.
Offset, though, if a short is doing really well and you post within a 4-hour time frame, this is the time frame that I have discovered of a video, those both will get affected negatively. It's really weird. You can post a regular video and it's not get affected by the shorts as long as there's enough spacing. But that's the thing, is you have to have enough spacing, and there's a time frame across the socials that works best for posting. For us, it is 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, right? Right? So it's 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That is a really good time frame for us to post. It's within that. And I have to say this, it's a 10-minute window. As stupid of a small window as that is, it is a 10. If we post at 2:15, the video does not do as well as it would have done at 2:05.
Yep.
So what I've done is offset things. On YouTube, the video will go live between 2 and 2:05. Everywhere else, it'll go 5 minutes after YouTube's post.
Yep. Whenever I schedule stuff, the YouTube is 4:02 p.m. for me, and the other videos are all 4:10 p.m.
Yep. And when YouTube changed its analytics, because I was 500 watch hours away from getting monetized on my channel, they took away 1,000 watch hours in a single day from me.
When they switched the shorts thing?
Yeah. And we lost on the main channel. I think I said it was 10 to 20,000 watch hours. It didn't affect us. We had so many watch hours, it didn't affect us. But we lost 10 to 20,000 watch hours. And I was just like, damn.
Good night, Beatus.
What's up, kiddo?
Hey, Kelsey Lane Kramerich. Welcome for the first time onto our stream. It's not the most exciting stream, but it's certainly fun. Hey, Joshua, how's it going, man, over on Instagram? We're doing our 4-year Villain Support anniversary stream. I don't stream to Instagram nearly as often as I mean to, just because I can't do it. I can do it through StreamYard, but I have to have it open on a different screen.
To answer you, Ian, on Twitch. By the way, we are on Twitch. So if you guys want to pop over there, we're trying to get partnership over there.
Yep.
Not going to go too far into that right now. I want to answer this. If you watch a playlist, it helps, but we only get the first view from your IP for the day. So if you have multiple, and that includes, like, I know Aline likes to have multiple devices open and rewatch the video. They've mentioned that they've done that. It doesn't matter if they do that. They can watch it once on their phone, and that's the only one that counts.
Honestly, the best thing for you all to do is when you go to bed, when your phone is plugged in, go play the Predators Versus compilation on YouTube, because that'll run a bunch of ads through it.
Or play the any one of the big playlist.
Yeah.
If you play those, some of them are like hours long. Though that is the best way to support us without it. The other way is if you have Twitch and you have it linked. If you pay for Prime and you have it linked to your Twitch account, you get one Prime sub for free. So it doesn't cost you anything. And you can subscribe to our Twitch channel. And that helps us that way as well. So that's another way to help us without it costing you an actual.
Ian F 1995. That's a great question. How many more subs to work for?
It's not a sub thing. We have plenty of subs. No, we need 75 congruent people in the as an average chatting. Let me take a look at the analytics.
So we need 75 concurrent viewers on Twitch chatting.
Yeah, achievements. Path to partner. Average of 75 viewers. Concurrent viewership excluding host and embeds. In a across the channel, we are 6.56 out of 75. And we could massively try to push for that, like Popo was trying to do. Because I looked this up, I looked up streamers that are huge, and what they did to grow their channels and the advice that they give. Queso is huge. You guys probably know who Queso is. A lot of people do. Some people don't. But if you know Twitch, you know Queso pretty much. 4 hours per day. Because within that 4 hours is when you're going to have something happen that's funny, that's exciting, within that first 4 hours, that's when the event is going to happen. And if something didn't happen within that first 4 hours, just walk off for the day, come back. And it's not saying like you can't stream more throughout the day. They were saying 4 hours at a time, take a break for a few hours at minimum, and then come back. And if you want to do another 4 hours, do that. But your first 4 hours of your stream is when you're going to be the most alert, when you're talking with your chat, when you're playing the game and having fun there. And afterwards, you yourself are tired. You can keep up with the chaos with the first one. Yeah. Yeah, it's Troy. It's nuts. But we have affiliate, and affiliate allows us to get ad monetization. It allows us to do stuff. Partner simply gives us a much larger cut of the ad revenue, as well as control over when the ads play a lot easier. Like we could make it so that no ads play at the start of the stream, period, versus what we have to do now, where we have to wait for a timer to happen, where we run a pre-roll and then like it won't happen, and then an ad will play and then it won't happen for a while, so on and so forth. Whereas we would have total control over the ads if we were partner, and we can just have scheduled ad breaks and be like, okay, we've been live for 4 hours. I'm going to go take a 5-minute break, play ads for 5 minutes, come back, sit down, and there we go. Now, the ad at that point is pretty much dead because it's a 4-hour stream and you're playing for 5 minutes. You should only do ads for like a couple minutes at most. But it's just the example. And I think you get, right now, I think we get like 30, it's something really small. It's like 30% or something like that of ad revenue. It's not a whole lot. But partnership, you get like the same as what you do on YouTube. So it becomes a lot. Cool. Wait, where's Josh?
He's on Instagram. He was on Instagram.
He's on Twitch right now too.
Oh, sweet. Hey Joshua, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
It's been a year since the Dora video, and that video.
It's been over a year since the Dora video. We keep talking about collaborating, but he's busy and we're busy. And Brandy, his sister, is busy also. It's just a matter of getting everyone's time to match up. And I think none of us have been like follow-uppy enough to to really match up on another one.
That like when I see Joshua comment, I'm reminded of like one of the reasons why I haven't done the Deadpool skit that I wrote out and got voice work for.
Thank you, sir.
And the reason why is because when you write something for somebody, and again, Josh, no expectations here. It's just the idea, and it's what changed my writing style. When I think of somebody in a particular role, and I write it for that person, it doesn't always translate to a generalized term afterwards.
Yeah.
And we have had problems continuously, not Josh, not none of you, where we write something. The New Universe was a prime example of this. So this doesn't have anything to do with it. New Universe stuff was a prime example. Even though those videos do really well and have done really well over time, we can't go back to it. We can't, there's no way.
Right. And
that was because the like 6 other people that we had roles for, one of them didn't want to do the role anymore. They didn't, and I don't blame them for that. That's whatever.
Yep.
So they changed their character.
2 of them just ghosted us.
Yeah. One of them was just too busy. So it was one of those things where like we had to change how we handle collaborations, partnerships. And we've had times where we write something. The Palpatine call, this is another example. The Constantine versus Palpatine was originally supposed to have Palpatine in it. And it was written with the fact that the person said that, hey, yeah, I would love to do this. And then
they just disappeared.
Yeah. And fact, it rubbed.
I have not seen them on any of my FYPs or streams or anything for the longest time.
I have. He's been busy doing like Broadway stuff, and not Broadway stuff, but like stuff locally and whatnot. So
that's great, but he could be making YouTube videos with us. I'm kidding.
And this isn't anything bad. This is one of those things where we understand creators have their own obligations.
Because
my biggest thing, and Chris's biggest thing, is if you say, yes, I'll do this thing, and you turn around and say, no, I don't have time, but then turn around and it's whatever the reason, if it's If it's a personal reason, we understand. But if it's a reason of like, I don't feel like putting on the cosplay, we understand that. But if you then turn around and release a video the next day of you in said cosplay and you admit in the comment section that you got inspired and just decided to release it, that rubs me really wrong.
That's happened a couple times.
Yeah.
But the big thing that's happened is, and this is a struggle for ourselves as creators with a larger channel and other creators with larger channels. You get a lot of requests and a lot of things, and you say yes to stuff thinking you have time, and then you figure out 2 weeks later you're like, I did not have the time that I thought to be able to do that. We were working on a collab with Joshua. And he just admitted to me, he's like, I don't have time to do this. I have so much going on. I want to, but I can't right now. I would that wasn't an upset thing. That was like, I understand, like stuff happens, and this is your full-time job. You need to focus on the videos you're doing now for yourself way more than you do on the little collab we're asking you to do. I totally get it, but it's when you get someone who has the time, has nothing else going on, and you're asking them for 3 lines, and you know that they have every evening available where they just doom scroll on social media. That is kind of like, you have time to do a single thing.
And my biggest thing is like, when you don't pay somebody for something, there's a lot more leniency. Be like, okay, we didn't even get the option to offer a paid gig.
Yeah.
And they didn't want the money, and that's fine. And this isn't Josh. I hate having to continuously say that, but I don't want people thinking that we're talking about Josh. Josh was
or him thinking we're talking about him, because we're not.
Yeah. It's along the lines of creator drama is creator drama. You're going to have issues. Scheduling is what sucks the most, because you can have miscommunications. You can have people who just don't want to work with you, so on and so forth. Depending on how you handle the scheduling, you will either set a bridge for life, burn it, or just get put in the back burner. I've had people who just burn the bridge, didn't give a crap. They're like, you're not big enough. I don't care about you, whatever. And it's like, okay. And it's like, all right, fine. We don't work with you. That sucks, but okay. And then I've had people who just outright, they were too busy. And that's a whatever. We've done that. Chris has done that, like we've said. We've had not obligations, so much as saying, I'm very careful about like promising things to people, because my day-to-day life, it can be very chaotic. Yep. So I tend to go, if I can, I will. If I say I'm going to do it, I will do everything in my power to do it. And if something comes up that's like, I really could not meet the deadline that you might have had, I will straight up be like, do you have a deadline? Because this came up. I can do this later, but I'm not going to get it done in time for you if you have a deadline. Right. Most of the time, people will be like, I can put it off. Go ahead and give it to me when you're able to. And then I will go and give it to them. And that's much different than just straight up saying, no, I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric Chapman over on Instagram. Appreciate that.
Dude, is that really what our statistic is currently? Is that?
I have no idea. And if so, that's just YouTube.
Yeah, that's just YouTube. Yeah. But yes, Charles, we've actually had that. I've had that where people have gone, no, I don't want to work with you. And this is another thing, is that I will reach out to somebody and they'll look at my channel, even though I told them it's
Josh, would that be a collab script we could work on with you instead?
Yeah, we can do that.
If so, shoot it this way. I'd love to talk to you about that.
You have kiddos, chaos is in the job description.
I mean, yeah, like for the next month and a half, my weekends are shot. I get Friday nights back after this week, but next week through April and maybe into early May, I got track meets for my kid on Saturday during the day. improv from 4:30 p.m. for practice until and show until 9 p.m. And then Sundays I have improv practice from 1:30 to 4, and often we have stuff going on in the morning and in the evenings on Sunday. So it's just like my weekends are just ruined until the end of end of April or into early May. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'll talk in a minute. Josh, that's it's the same thing with the Deadpool stuff. I would love to do the Deadpool video. There are two issues that I have with it. One is the way I wrote it was a much more adult version, utilizing because I was watching Josh's videos quite a lot because they were coming up on my feed until I decided to follow him.
Yeah.
I hate the way TikTok works sometimes.
I know.
Every time I follow somebody that I really like watching, their content no longer shows on my FYP.
Yeah.
So I wrote it with his style of comedy. If you guys haven't checked out Josh's channel, please go check it out.
Yep.
He's really awesome.
It's Joshua, JOSHIIWUH. Yeah, if you got an idea for that collab, feel free to shoot it to us by all means. Yeah, Charles Winthrop, this is what I'm good at.
I'm not going to do the head thing because it hurts my neck.
My thumb.
If I do it slowly.
No.
I can't go much further than that anymore. For those who don't know, if I decide to crack my neck, I can actually go right here.
As somebody
my
with
doctor was like, you shouldn't do that anymore.
As somebody with neck problems, that is horrifying to me.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I wrote it, and it was a response to the Deadpool.
I'm watching you do that on Instagram right now, and that's the delay.
But I wrote it. I have all this voice work for it, and I love the voice work. The voice work was beautiful, especially because it's two different Deadpools. Finally got to start writing out 5 collab strips that come up back in November and knocked out 2 this week. That is awesome. But as Josh mentioned way back when, it is much more of an adult thing, and Josh is more kid friendly than even our channel is. So I had this idea, and it doesn't work without a cosplayer. I've gone back, I've listened to it, and I'm like, I can react to this. And I can sit here and do the whole video with just me. I could.
Oh.
But it would be so much better if I had cosplay.
If I can brag on Joshua for a second.
Yes.
The script that I wrote had almost no screen directions. I wrote it and I was just like, do it whatever way you think is best, and I'll adapt my sketch to it. I felt what he sent back to me, I felt like he was inside my head, because he said all the lines the way that I imagined them when I was writing them, with the same inflection, same tone, facial expressions, everything. And I got it back and I was like, this is perfect. And I gave this guy no direction whatsoever other than some lines. And he's like, that's just the way that it felt to me, like the right way to play it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I hoped for, but I didn't know how to express what it was that I wanted.
Popo is also really good with that.
Yeah.
There's this consensus that when you are a content creator, you get to a certain point and you do the kind of content we do. Let me be specific on that. You do the kind of content that we do. There is a certain point where you can kind of get your head, when you do a collab, into that other person's channel. You can you can do it really, really well. Here's the thing I will say. If you guys decide to work together with somebody at any point in time, you're doing content creation. If the person you're working with cannot accept the criticism that you might have, you don't need to work with that person.
And I'll say, between the two of us, we had a long period of simmering tension where we weren't communicating well when we had a concern about the other person's video. And it wasn't until we were like, be brutal, and the other person's upset, they can deal with it. That it's made our working together better, and it's made our videos better. even if we're like fucking hate him.
The most recent example of this
Yeah.
is I was sick. Key thing
Yeah.
here. I wasn't feeling good. I was tired. Chris sent me the video I did that he collaborated with Diane.
Yeah.
Rod, and I gave really quote unquote bad feedback. And Chris was like, is this the kind of feedback you want to give me? And I was like, that's not what I mean. I mean, is I'm like, I can't give good feedback because I don't know enough.
What'll happen is once in a while, I'll be stomping on my house going, no, fucking leave my, and he'll be at his place, no, fucking Chris, whatever. But then we get over it.
Yeah. We have a dynamic that is really, really good. That has been built up. Part of it is that we clicked really well on TikTok.
Yep.
That was part of it. And then I listened. I think that's another big thing. And I've talked with people who have larger channels than me who see my channel and don't care because I don't have as many followers, I don't have as many views or likes and that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, you are looking at the wrong channel. I've screwed up my TikTok. I'm aware of that. You guys are looking at the wrong channel. And it sucks because I'm like, they'll ask, they'll talk, I'll do a collab with them, and then they won't listen to my advice on like how to edit it or anything like that, and then the video doesn't do well, and I'm like,
I'm hearing somebody yelling in my house. I gotta see what's going on.
No, it's all good. And with Chris, we wound up. I listened to Chris, and because I listened, I'm gonna highlight myself real quick for a moment while he's gone. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. How do I? There we go. There we go. I listened to his feedback and his suggestions on how to do my content better. And I had the experience with call center stuff that allowed me to do the style of content better. And I've had ideas. I've never, since doing TikTok, I got back into writing in a way that I never did before. If that makes sense. I used to write a lot physically, but when my arthritis got bad enough, and there was a point where I cried, I'll be honest, I cried because everything that I learned and had decent enough skill in, culinary, networking, writing, like I've published stuff before. Everything that would have helped me financially was with my hands. I needed the use of my hands. My creative outlets needed the use of my hands. So I got depressed really, really bad for a while. And I stopped writing altogether at a certain point because I could not find a good method for that creative outlet for writing that didn't cause me physical pain.
Yeah.
And eventually I did. TikTok was that thing. And I listened, like I said, I listened to Chris and his suggestions. And one of his things was really awesome. He mentioned my timing. Hey, puppy.
This is my friend's dog we're watching. She has heterochromia or whatever, where one eye is dark and one eye is blue. She's not looking at the camera.
Dark Wolf. The website no longer exists, but I did make money off of my poems, and I've sold a poem to Hallmark, which I do not do that. I do not suggest ever selling anything to Hallmark. Don't do that. they have some really.
It wasn't screaming, Haley. It was one of my dogs was jumping up on my wife and scratched her arm, and she was. This is the dog that, if it wasn't for her jumping, would be the best dog in the world. Listens to everything, but loves to hop up on you and just be like, I love you. And it's just, it hurts. Thea, come here.
Where was I? Right. One of the pieces of feedback that changed things dramatically for me. Chris liked that I was able to have spacing when I did my stuff.
That was such a huge thing, because so many people, especially creators that are way bigger than us, who do phone call type content, will be like, "This is so and so. Can I help you? Oh no, we don't offer refunds." When the hell did the person on the phone say I want a refund?
And I've mentioned this before. I hate that. I hate it. It drives me nuts that those type of videos have millions of views and there's no reality to them whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it bugs me because I can't do that style of video without looking at it and cringing. I just can't.
What I love about videos like this is when you pay attention and you're like, Bill Sport, this is John. Hey Thanos, what's going on? And you get a chance to make some expressions, and clearly you're reacting to something that is negative, right? And the audience is like, he looks like something's wrong. What's wrong? And then you drop it like, what happened to the stone, or what happened to the gauntlet, or whatever.
Yeah. And we've talked, those who may not know, we have talked about cutting the content and making it so it's just bam, 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 bam.
It doesn't look good. It doesn't sound good.
Chris outright was like, I think I should do this. And I was like, I'm gonna do something. And I took one of his videos and I cut it, and he looked at it and was like,
and I was like, no, that's horrible.
I was like, no, don't do it. I don't like it. You don't like it. And so we don't get as many views because we don't get to the point as quickly. You know what we do have? An interactive community that sits, watches the whole thing. Our average, and we've been told this, our statistics on YouTube, again, are not normal. They are so abnormal for the fact that we don't spend the money. Like, we don't spend a whole lot of money on videos.
At all. Our biggest expense is when we get a voice actor that we need to pay. Some of them won't take payment. Some of them just want to do it.
Yeah. And so one of the things that, like, we wanted to challenge ourselves and do this for as long as possible, but there's also the reality that, like, we know that we need to expand our content and invest in our content.
Yeah.
That's hard to do when you have bills.
That's why we're pushing merch and memberships and I hate asking for money. So instead of being like, give us money so we can live, it's getting a membership, which is $2 a month or $10 a year or whatever it is discounted. That alone, if we have 650,000 followers across TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, if 1%, 6,500 of those people got a $2 a month membership just to support the channel, that's it right there.
Yep. It would open the door for so many things.
Yep. We would keep $1.30 of that per month, and that would be $10,000 a month. That wouldn't go towards bills. It would, some of it would be Levi's, because that does go towards his bills. I still have never taken a paycheck from Villain Sport 4 years in. I've taken money out one time to help pay for insurance when my personal budget was low. And other than that, it all goes back into the business.
For those who do not know, my disability sucks. And there have been times, and Chris keeps saying it. He'll probably keep saying it. Don't worry about it, Levi. You're okay. It's all good. There's not an expectation for content. It's okay. You don't have to do this. Is a continuous thing. There have been times where I've had taken off enough time that there's no way a regular job would have given me that. There's no job in the world that I would have been able to do that with.
Bay Panda, reach out to me on Instagram or on Facebook. Just look up Villain Support and shoot me a message. I'd love to talk about that further and see if there's a way we can work together. The answer may end up being no from either side, but it's always worth exploring.
Oh yeah.
Thea,
But like the future
Thea.
of Villain Support is
Hey,
two things.
Get out of there.
One is eventually getting to the point to where we can hire people and do larger form skits and have a building where those skits are filmed. My brain goes, it would be awesome to have a full film set.
It would be awesome to do that and also offer the community the option to, rent it out and use it as well.
Exactly. And that means a lot of different things. One, there needs to be the money there. I need to move. Blah, blah, blah. Like a lot of different things. I don't even need to move.
For now, Levi's TikTok account is
right there. Cosmic Mirror Solutions / Magics. Magics is my main one. You guys can see some
okay,
mason
this little
jar.
donkey went out of the room. I'll be right back.
You guys can see some mason jar drama right now. A good portion of my TikTok is honestly TikTok shop stuff currently, because my videos stopped getting pushed entirely until I started doing TikTok shop content. And I realized that the writing was on the wall a long time ago for my TikTok. And I was doing well on other social platforms, and then I wasn't doing well, and I don't know. It's mason jar. Yeah, my kitties don't want to come downstairs right now. The whole kitty bed isn't even getting currently active. Hopefully I convince a couple of my cats to come downstairs. Yeah, Josh, that would, and I live in Utah, and it would be nice if I had other people that made my content, my style of content, if we could get together. The worst part about it is, go ahead.
Josh and I live about an hour and a half, 2 hours apart. We never met in person, but we'll figure it out.
The thing is that I don't have to live in the same state as long as it's easier to get to you. Like right now, even if I lived in Minnesota where I was thinking of living, it would still be just a straight shot down. Claire,
no, Utah, it's not. It's still southeast.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where finding a happy medium ground would be the big thing. Unless things change in North Carolina, and Rio would be okay with going to North Carolina.
Not right now, I can tell you that.
Yeah. We are stuck here for the next 4 years, unless something dramatically changes. And I've talked with Rio about this. We're here until Raven gets out of high school.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. But and the second dream is animation, and especially because I'm pushing for animation quite a lot, because I can physically see, and this is not a trait that a lot of people have, and I didn't know this. I thought everyone kind of just did this. The way Chris's brain works and the way my brain works entirely different. I see actual images and skits, and I can see and movements and all that stuff. Chris sees text, right? Like you can see.
I literally see words in my field of vision. Dark Mommy, yes, that link worked. Will dogs actually wear these things? Sorry, go ahead.
And that's mind-boggling to me. For me, it's the exact opposite, where I see images and everything. So I can see frame by frame of how somebody would move. I can see the lighting of where I want it. I can see all that stuff. So doing animation would be awesome. The problem is we don't know where to start.
Yeah.
And it can be really expensive to do animation if you don't know how to do it right. Yeah. Josh, you mentioned a while ago that you were looking into animation, weren't you?
So here's the thing. I do see everything like a movie. I just see the subtitles also.
Subtitles.
like spelling wise. I'm gonna turn off the live on Instagram. We have one viewer on Instagram. I appreciate you, but it's getting difficult to be looking at both streams. I want to shift back just to this one, so I'm gonna shut Instagram down. We are live right now on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you want to hop over there and join us on one of those platforms.
I think it was shut down earlier because like it's already saying like there's no viewers on there at all.
All right. Well, anyways, so, what was I saying?
But
Yeah,
Josh,
so like,
go ahead.
Like for me, spelling is just like I can spell so easily because I literally can see the word.
Elder, only do that if you wanted to. I wanted to. Here's a bit of insight. I wanted to go to college for graphic arts. And I was in Job Corps, and I had gotten a full ride scholarship when I was in the tech part of it. And I don't feel as pissed off anymore about it, given my current direction of where things went. I think it's ironic where things went at this point. Mm-hmm. So I'm in the first year of doing my computer stuff, learning how to do everything. And I get a scholarship offer that if I complete at least my first level of training, I can have a full 4-year scholarship paid for, including living expenses, minus like food and stuff like that, outside of the college dorm provided food. That would have been perfect. I had to go down there physically to sign paperwork, do the walkthrough. Like they had a rule that you had to physically show up in order to do the stuff. Job Corps told me that if I left for it, I would not, because the amount of time that would pass, I would not be able to come back. I would have no home, no one to rely on, nothing. And the school, the earliest I could get in was the winter or whatever version, the autumn, summer, not summer, August.
Yeah.
So for 3 to 4 months, I would have nothing. I'd be homeless wherever I wound up landing. I couldn't afford to do that. I had a plane ticket provided me. So I had to turn that down.
Yeah.
About 6 months later, I left NCT. I hated coding. I couldn't stand coding. Few years down the road, I learned just how much, it's no longer the case, just how much graphic arts is similar to coding, that I'm like, oh, wow, I'm glad I didn't go into that. And the lifespan of a graphic artist is about 5 years.
Really?
Back then, it was only about 5 years. It's much different now. But it's still one of those things where it's like, it's weird that my chosen field of what I'm doing now combines a lot of different things. It's a little bit of the editing and stuff like that. It's the writing that I wanted to do. It's the artistry. It is photography that I gave up a long time ago. Seeing all the stuff that I had interest in that I couldn't do because I couldn't afford it. My life was just that. I'm going to put it bluntly, poor as fuck. The opportunities were not there, despite the want and willpower to try to make it happen. I just was not given those opportunities, and the opportunities I was given was usually geared towards survival, or I had to make a choice between one or the other. So it's interesting to where I've gotten to now, and I'm teaching my kids to do what they can, but they still very much have that same mindset of like, look, and I've been honest with them, is like, there are times where you have to choose between what you want to do and what you have to do because you need to survive the next day. Your neighbor uses them on the cats. That's impressive. My cats do not like them. Yeah, kind of. Kind of.
I wish the Kirby sound was easier to make.
That would be Tobias.
I kind of.
Can you unlock my projector?
Yeah. You gonna watch it from the wall?
Yeah.
Did you do your litter box?
All right, it is 10:30 Eastern time. I unfortunately am getting a sinus headache because we are dealing with pollen and smoke from wildfires. And I want to hop off and rest and try to deal with this headache.
And I need to go anyways.
Bye-bye.
Vegeta find. Oh yeah, the Nappa finds out Nappa. Do you want to do that one? And what if we combine them? So what if Nappa finds out about Nappa and thinks it's a shrine that Vegeta made for him?
What?
What if Nappa finds out about Nappa Auto Parts and thinks it's something that Vegeta did for him? Vegeta made a shrine for me.
We can explore that.
Vegeta made a shrine for me. What? Yeah, it's called Nappa Auto Parts. I love it. It's amazing.
Well, hey,
so many people visit it.
Everybody, have a great night. And we will see you soon.
Remember to take it one breath, one step, one day at a time. Until the winds blow your sails my way again. Have an Acme day. Have an Acme day as a product of the villain. Have an Acme day. Will retroactively build to your account. Have an Acme day. I missed the one. I wish you all peace of mind, serenity, body, and spirit, and harmony among others. There we go.
Night, everybody.
Night.